problems associated with transporters worldwide is the mere fact that you as a transport operator are unable to drive every vehicle you own yourself. You're lying and sending out millions of dollars worth of assets in the hands of people who don't have the same level of duty of care that you as the operator do have. How does this affect you as an operator? Well, let's think about this. Let's look at it from a perspective purely based on profit and loss. If one was to look at driver behavior, and we'll take just the fuel of the driver behavior, the difference in fuel consumption between a good driver and a bad driver, a good driver will only consume 50% of the fuel that is being consumed by your bad drivers. Traditional systems that have been available in the market today to monitor and to help you to control these things have always taken the approach of a driver is a good driver or a bad driver based purely on the number of violations they have. This can't be the case. A driver driving 500 kilometers with 100 violations and a driver driving 5,000 kilometers with 200 violations. Definitely the driver who's driving 5,000 kilometers is the better driver if one is to look at the number of violations per kilometer. Now at Tronix, we've taken the approach of utilizing all aspects of driver behavior. We look not only at number of violations, which yes we do take into account, but the duration of those violations and the severity of those violations. And then we take those over the number of kilometers to give you a real effective driver scoring and rating system. One that your drivers can believe in and you can trust and believe in. Let me show you how we do that. In order to gain the driver rating report, we would go reports, driver reports, then we would go down to the third one, driver rating report. And for the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to take Tronix Asia from the 1st of October 2012 to the 31st of October 2012. So let's just see that we have speed bands with which we can monitor the vehicles. So we can set those speed bands. In this case, we're going to run with 80, which is the legal speed limit, to 85, and then 86 to 90, 91 to 101, and anything over 101 would then be in the fourth band. We then select query. The system will then bring us up a driver rating report. If one looks at the driver rating report, and in particular, we start at the top of the report with TAGF 55. We see that we have the distance 1,693 kilometers traveled, and we have roughly around 203 violations in overspeeding first of all. We see we have 10 harsh brake violations, and we have 8 excess idle violations. Now, taking into account the bands, as we had spoken about earlier on, divided up between 80 to 85, 86 to 90, 91 to 100, and 101 plus, we'll see that we take, first of all, into account the number of violations, then we take into account the period of the violation, and then, of course, by definition, the severity of the violation. These are then taken together, and we come up with a number of points or penalties that are applied to the driver. So if we look at the 80 to 85, he gets a 14.83 points penalty, and if we look at 86 to 90, he has a 0.25 penalty. We then take that all together and we look at overspeed. He has a 25.83 point penalty. For harsh braking, a 5-point penalty. Excess idle, a 0.8 point penalty, giving him a total of 31.63 points in penalties. This is then taken and divided by the number of kilometers he's travelled in order for us to come up with a per 500 kilometer factor, which is then taken off from a positive 100 points. And we see that this driver has scored 90.66%. If we were to go to the bottom end of the scale, or in this case we won't go right to the bottom, but we'll go down to a driver who has a negative scoring, and in this case we're going to take into account TAOS 12, where we see the driver's travelled 1,931 kilometers. He's had 479 violations in the 80 to 85 category, 308 in the 85 to 90, but we see this driver in particular has 1,543 in the 90 to 95 km per hour category, meaning that this driver is definitely spending a lot of his time in excess speed. We also see that in the very top range, which is 100 plus, the driver has 640 violations. We will all agree that 100 kilometers an hour plus for a truck or of this nature is totally unacceptable driver behavior. If we look at then his scores for overspeeding, he scores a negative basis of 232 points. he then has 54 incidents of excess idling, and he gets a 5.4 negative score for that, giving him a total of 237.94 negative points. We take that then over the number of kilometers he's traveled, and we come up with a factor of 118.54 negative points, and that gives him a score of minus 18.54%. Now, what does that mean to you as the transport operator? Okay, first of all, if we were to look at a vehicle that travels an average of 35,000 kilometers per month, and we have to do a comparative in fuel consumption between that good driver and that bad driver, the statistics look as follows. The bad driver is running 2.9 kilometers per litre versus the good driver, which is running 4.9 kilometers per litre. If we equate that then into number of litres and ultimately into cost, we see that the bad driver has cost 21,724 ringgit for the month in diesel. The good driver has only cost 12,587 ringgit. That equates to a total of 9,137 ringgit saving between the two vehicles. If we were to look at that over a fleet of 100 vehicles, that's 913,000 ringgit per month worth of savings, and ultimately 10,964,000 per annum. I'm sure you would agree that would make the difference between profit and loss for any transporter, thus making Tronix your partner in profitability.